Well, now you didn't think we were just going to go away, did you? Just because it's the off season? Of course not. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Huddle, a black and gold podcast with your special guest host, Mr. Gage. Ryan, how you doing, Gage?
Sensational. That's my co-host, Ron Mont. Ron, I have a question for you.
You got it.
What is our infatuation with older receivers?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna break down some free agency talk here with the Pittsburgh Steelers because, well, free agency started yesterday, and the Steelers actually made some moves once again. They were not silent. They did not sit on their laurels like they have done in many years past. They actually did some things like. You get that old meme where you see that stick figure and it's poking you and it's like, do something, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
right. Okay, well, hey, the Steelers actually did something to actually help the team.
a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got an older receiver.
I hated that we lost Kenneth Gainwell, but at the same time, it's not like we were really going to keep him compared to what someone else was going to be able to offer him.
Right, because there was no way he was gonna fit into per se what. Because look, Steelers are got a whole new offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, special teams side of the ball, whole new head coach. Their coaching staff is all new, all the way from the ground up, all the way down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So different philosophies require different types of players.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of change, a lot of turnover in that regard. We can talk
Right.
about the coordinators a little bit because I'm not familiar with a lot of them at all.
Okay, we talked about Graham on the last show,
Yeah,
the
he's the one I
defensive
am familiar
coordinator.
with.
Right. So not really all that familiar with the offensive coordinator, but I am liking the fact that there are um, special coaching. Like there's quarterback coach now. There's the game plan coach, the clock
Yeah.
management coach. Yeah, keep it coming.
Credit to Mike McCarthy. That's something that a lot of people absolutely crucified him for, rightfully so, mind you. Like that last play with Ezekiel Elliott being the center for the is just one of the worst plays I've ever seen.
Right? That's face
the,
palm, right? Yeah.
the quarterback draw play before that, I don't think was great, but like maybe if you squinted at it, like you could kind of excuse that. But then the next one just and so again, to McCarthy's credit, he noticed that, took that information in, and now he's hiring someone to do it for him. It's
Hey,
something that it Dan Quinn kind of did something similar when he got this
yeah,
Washington head coaching job. I won't go into too much details because I think I've said it before, but like that he got a whole bunch of feedback from a lot of
yeah,
coaches and a lot of old
yeah.
players and took it to heart. You got to do that kind of stuff. So credit to McCarthy.
You
He's
know,
not coming in here looking to do the exact same thing as last time. Maybe I'll eat my words there, but I'm going to be optimistic here.
well, I think, excuse me, I think there's going to be some major changes, but you're just going to see it with some of the same faces. Does that make sense?
The players are quite literally the only constant here.
Right. Because it's so much easier to. I mean, I say this even in hockey because there's 23 guys out there on the bench, right? It's a
Mm,
lot easier to fire one guy than it is to try to fire 23 guys. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And on a football team, it's even more because there's 53 guys out there, and you can't fire all 53 of them. You know what I mean? And so, but there is some talent on this team, and it's going to be interesting to see how McCarthy and staff, this administration, how they're going to work with some talent that is on this team. And speaking of some talent, you asked me what our fascination, the Pittsburgh Steelers' fascination is with old receivers
Hmm.
or older receivers, a la the DK Metcalf, and now they traded for Michael Pittman.
Hmm.
Now from the Colts. Okay, they swapped some
I don't hate the move. I don't hate it.
right, some late round picks. right? They swapped for Pittman, right?
Mhm.
And it was more along the lines of I think it was more of a cap move or I didn't want to pay move kind of for the Colts.
Yeah, get
Okay.
something out of it.
But either way you slice it, let me just rattle some things off for you, right?
Yeah,
In the
please.
last 6 years, dude has played 17 games a
Mhm.
season. Hasn't missed a game in the last now. Hasn't missed a game in the last 6 or so years. All right.
Solid.
Get gets about 80 catches per year.
Hmm.
One year he was at 92, but for the most part he averages about 83 to 84 catches a year.
Has he had any kind of
Double
fall
digit
off? I'm not.
touchdowns, double digit touchdowns, okay? And close to or if not more than 1,000 yards. Right?
Got a
Now,
little bit of Mike Evans going on.
okay, you got to understand a little something too. Now, this is a guy coming from the Colts. Who's
Hmm.
throwing him the ball at the Colts? Well, you know what I mean, right? Okay, so
Couple of traffic
now,
cones.
okay, so he's not going to get that much better when he comes to Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even
Yeah.
if Will Howard is the starting quarterback, he's not a traffic cone, but he's a second year guy who hasn't seen the field
That's
except for
if he gets an
preseason.
opportunity.
Right. Come on. I'm rooting. I'm rooting for that, man. I really am.
I
I'm
am
rooting
too.
for him. I'm rooting for him to be day one, QB1. I'm rooting for him to be the guy in camp all the way through camp. Blah, 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 blah. Be the guy. Be the guy. Take the lumps, lose, and be the guy. Suck for a minute. Be, you're going
That's
to have
fine.
to. Yeah.
That's fine. And we're fine with that. That's the thing. I think that there's this
Right.
like this preconceived notion from Steeler fans about that, like that we demand like nothing but excellence and nothing but 13 win seasons. And it's like, man, we can be bad for a year. Like it's okay. Like this I like let this year be some kind of like audition for the quarterback position. Have it be Will Howard, Mason Rudolph, and whoever else. I mean, Mason Rudolph's not gonna be your long-term guy, but get a couple of guys you think are gonna be long-term. Have Mason be, I guess, the self destruct button. If he not self destruct button, but have him be like the security blanket that is going to get you 15 to 20 completions a game. But like I don't know, have it be an audition year. Like I'm not interested in Aaron Rodgers. I wasn't when we signed him, and I'm certainly not now.
Well, all right. So now let's throw some wrench in the works here because there just so happens to be a quarterback that's available in free agency right now
Who are we talking about?
that that could I'm just throwing a wrench into the works here, okay? Just ride with me on this. And there's a quarterback out there right now who kind of plays a little bit like Justin Fields, throws a little bit like Russell Wilson. I mean, played in Arizona, was played really well in Arizona. I mean, was one of the best rookies ever to play. And then just because of the injury, just was not the same person. I think with the time off, potentially, who knows? What do you think about Kyler Murray?
I'm not a fan of the move, to be entirely honest with you. I don't like I see your point of view on it, and I can like if I look at it from what you're saying, I can see it. But
If you
I don't
squint
know.
real hard.
No, no, no. But I get your point. I get why you'd want him. And you're certainly not the first Steeler fan I've heard to talk about the Kyler
No,
Murray
I
thing.
didn't
And
say
like,
I wanted him. I'm just throwing it out there
but it's an
because it's a
idea.
name, it's an idea, right? And it's going to be a heck of a lot cheaper than Aaron.
That's a good point too. Jeez.
Because Aaron's going to cost you at least 12 million a year or more. And Kyler Murray is going to get you the league minimum because he's past 5 years now, so he's considered a vet. So he's going to get the league minimum because he's owed $59 million dollars from the Arizona Cardinals.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, like again, like I don't know, man. Like I get it, especially if our options are between like Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers. I think I'd rather have Kyler between the two of them. At least there's a little more meat on the
Upside.
bone there.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's only a couple years in. I mean, he certainly has a lot of time left if he wants to use it. I just here's my thing. Here's my issue with Kyler Murray. It's like I just don't trust him to get better. Like, has he gotten really any better since his rookie year? I'm
Well,
not sure that I can say that.
okay, I'm with you on that, but we're coming
Do you
down
think
to
Mike
the
McCarthy
wire.
can make the difference?
It's possible because of being the quarterback type guru guy could give him those types of pointers, things of that nature that could help kind of guide him a little bit because he's still young and still impressionable, still could take some coaching, whatever, whatever. And it's a dirt cheap idea. I mean, the league
Yeah.
minimum is like what, 3 million bucks? I mean, big
If he
deal.
takes it, then why not?
Well, why wouldn't he? He's gonna get it no matter where he goes because he's gonna be
True.
released. So he's not gonna. There's no trade. There's no. He's getting released, right? So you make him an offer for the league minimum and bring him in as the third arm in Pittsburgh and let him work.
You know what? I'll agree with you. I'll loosely agree. You're kind of making the same argument that Steve was making about Russell Wilson. That he was like,
Yeah.
hey, he got us a positive, like a winning record. He threw pretty dang well, and he cost the league like vet minimum to pick up. Like, where was the downside here? And it's like, hey, you're right.
I mean, he got us some wins. Hey, what? He got us to helped to get us to the playoffs. I mean,
You
look,
know,
I would much rather have that option because then that gives Kyler Murray an opportunity to put some good tape out there, gives him an opportunity to shine, to maybe get back into the being a starting quarterback somewhere else.
Mhm.
And he might be a chip that we could use because look, the reason why I'm saying some of these things is and why I'm saying to embrace the team might have to stink this year. Okay?
Embrace the circus.
Embrace the circus, embrace the suck. Okay? Because think about this now, just ride with me on this, okay?
I'm with you. Let's go.
Next season, next year's draft, 2027 draft is quarterback rich. There's some good quarterbacks that are going to be available next draft.
Mhm.
And the closer you are to the top pick, the less you're going to have to trade up to or give away or whatever you want. And if you happen to have Kyler Murray, who played, let's just play it out. Let's say he played really well for the Steelers, right?
Mhm.
And although he played really well, they still weren't able to win games, right? But he still played really well. So he's got good tape, right? And now he's now on the uptick. We could use him as a chip. Hey, I'll trade you my first round pick and Kyler Murray for your first round pick.
Using him as leverage in some kind of negotiation later on. That's possible.
Okay, I mean sometimes you have to think 4 steps ahead with a guy. You know what I mean? Because well, does he? You want to try to get a guy and see what he's at now, but what can he be?
We got
And
this
he
32nd overall pick for Chase Claypool. So we're definitely good at window shopping and window dressing things. So there's definitely an option for us to get something for him later on, to your point.
and hopefully we can package up that Roman Wilson pick too, because man, that is a dome scratch. Look, I get what he was able to do in college, but that's not going to translate.
Is he another Ryan Switzer? Or are we talking about Roman Wilson, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, I'm not trying to say that the guy's not built like like he's definitely buff for the size that he is, but he's like what, 5'10", maybe?
Something like that.
Right? Maybe 170 pounds, maybe? Right? And the only guy that I ever saw that was that size that was even any remotely good was Antonio Brown. And that was
Yeah.
because that guy just had precise route running and he was, Tony Toe Tap. And I've
His
never seen
work
anybody.
ethic.
Okay, I never seen anybody like that. You see the likes of Jerry Rice, right? How he worked, and what's his name, Carter. How he worked, Chris Carter, and how
Mhm.
he worked to be as good as he was. You know what I mean? And how some of these guys worked to be good. You know, so
Yeah, and I mean, there were guys like that was why they got as good. Like Antonio Brown's work ethic was kind of legendary, but I think I said this in a video somewhere, but like so was everything else about him.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And so I
I mean,
mean, sometimes
shame.
those kind of stars burn bright and then they burn out very quickly. It's kind of
Very
the Mike
quickly.
Tyson thing, right?
Yep, yeah, and that's a shame too because, man, if he could have just stayed with the Steelers and just stayed the course, he
Yeah.
would definitely be, he would be in the annals. He could have been in the annals.
He could
You
have
know what I
touched
mean?
Jerry Rice's legacy. He could have got there.
Right, right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So, with that being said, look, I was just kind of throwing a wrench in the works just to kind of see
Mhm.
gauge what your reaction would be to that, because quite frankly, I wouldn't have a problem if that's how that played out. And even if they did get Kyler Murray and he didn't do well, what are you losing? He's going to be a free agent. You sign him for 1 year. It costs you barely anything on the cap hit. What? You
Yeah.
can designate him to the practice squad, and then the money won't count against the cap. I mean, come on.
I think my not liking the move just stems from like the spinning the wheels in the mud feeling of it. And it's also I think more just me being negative towards him being like a long-term answer. But if you're talking like a 1 year vet minimum kind of thing, yeah, sure. There's really nothing to like directly dislike about that move. You know what I mean?
You get a kid that's gonna be hungry, that's gonna be trying to prove something to the league because of how he was treated in Arizona, because of his injuries, and now he's got to try to come back and prove himself. So you got a hungry kid. You got a kid, first of all, who was, yeah, I don't care what anybody says, but man, coming out of college, Kyler Murray, and then when he did at Arizona, his first 2 or 3 seasons, like holy moly,
Hmm.
are y'all watching this? I mean, look, I'm not all for a running quarterback. That's not my gig. I don't think you're going to
Me
win and
either.
go far with running quarterbacks. But
No.
if you're building your offense to kind of be for a running quarterback, if you're going to be kind of doing the West Coast offense, then you kind of need to get a quarterback who can kind of do the RPOs kind of stuff.
And just because they're running the ARP, like that's kind of why I like that. There seems at face value to be more versatility in the offense moving forward, just for the fact that RPOs work well, even if you don't have that super mobile quarterback in there. Like they don't. Doug Peterson, who's like the guru of RPOs or whatever, talks about. He's like, yeah, we don't really want our quarterbacks to like run. He's like, yeah, I guess it's technically an option, but like he didn't mention this part, but it's like, did you see what happened when Carson Wentz took off? Like that didn't end well. Like he would
Right.
kind of prefer you to stay the bleep in the pocket.
Pitch the ball,
Yeah,
make it
do
look
some
like you're running, but
get rid of the ball as fast as possible. That seems to be a lot of guys' mantras nowadays, and it's understandable.
clue phone for you. Here you go. All right, so
Yeah,
some
really clue on football.
so some other okay, but all in all, though, I like the Michael Pittman move. I really do. I think that's going to do good for Pittsburgh because he's bringing production, he's bringing consistency, he's got size, he's got speed, he runs routes really well. Okay, he's an all hands kind of guy. You understand what I'm saying? Like he catches the ball with
Sure.
his hands instead of his waist or his shoulder or his hips or hey, how about that? A guy that catches the ball with his
I
flipping
was
hands.
just gonna say, I need a guy that's sure-handed. I don't care if he catches it with his hands, with his chest, or anything. Just hold on to the friggin' ball, man.
You
Because
know
if
what
I
I
see
mean?
one more dropped slant pattern over the middle, I might like go into psychosis.
Okay, so count on that because I'm here to tell you that DK Metcalf is going to drop 3 or 4 balls every game. Going to happen. Just count on it.
At
Just
least
count on it.
two.
And they're going to be at the worst possible times when we need them the most. he's going to drop those 3 or 4 balls. I guarantee it. He's done it so far. He has not let me down. He has done it every single game so far.
Those drops are very deflating a lot of times too. Like when they're early drops because he's still getting into a rhythm and then he rips off 7 or 8 catches in a row. Okay, you
Yeah,
can kind of
right.
excuse it. But when it comes to big moments and you're still 50-50, that's when
And
I
you're
enjoy it a lot
wide
less.
open and there's nobody around you and you just alligator arm it or whatever. You know what I mean? Aren't you getting paid like $34 million a year to catch that freaking thing? I
Hines Ward could
mean,
make that catch. You need to make the catch too.
and he was only making a third of that money. You know what I'm saying? So come on.
Yeah, yeah. If that.
All right.
Goodness gracious.
But I do like the Michael Pittman move. That's really good. I think that's
Yeah.
going to bring some consistency. That's going to give whoever the quarterback is for the Steelers a good safe net, a good route runner, a good guy that's got sure hands. Look, they got rid of Jonnu Smith because he was a Smith our offensive coordinator. He was his buddy. So they got rid of him. Now everybody said, "Oh, they're shopping Pat Fryermuth." I'm like, "No, they're not. That
I
boy ain't
hope
going
not.
no flipping where." Because now you got him, you got Darnell Washington, right? Those are your 2 tight ends. Darnell Washington is like what, 7'10", right?
Something like that.
Right. He is about the size of Mount Washington, and
Taller than most buildings.
Pat Fryermuth is 6'5". So I mean, you got one that can block really well and run that can stretch the field as tight ends, and both of them catch everything that you throw at them.
Ron, I just want to illustrate this point because I really think it needs to be said. Is that
Please.
Mount Washington is 6'7", 6'8", if memory serves me correctly.
Okay,
I just want you to know that WWE's The Big Show is 6'11". So
and
I
I
just
know
want you
who
to
that
know,
is. I
and
know who
that is
that
a
is.
size. Yeah, so like that is a couple inches away from the size of that man playing tight end for us. So if he is not put into the game plan more, I might scream.
And Andre the Giant was 7'1",
So yeah.
right? So and okay, there's a guy right now that's playing in junior hockey right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his name is
Mm-hmm.
Alex. His name is Alex Karmanoff. 7'1"
Good golly.
at age 17. Like you see you look when you look at the tape on him. Look, I hate to go off on this tangent, but when you see tape on him, like and he's skating around out there with all these other guys, and he's like a head and a half taller than everybody else out on the ice. All
How's the
right,
weather up there?
right? Oh my gosh. Okay.
There's an MMA fighter that his name is Stefan Struve, and he was a heavyweight, and he was 7 foot tall on the dot, and he just had these Inspector Gadget arms and legs like coming at people. It's
Just put
just
your hand on the top of your head and just let you swing your arms around, and every once in a while he jab slaps you.
yeah. It was the
Whack.
worst. Oh man,
Anyway, all right, we really went off on a tangent there, but
we really did.
I really like the Cam Hayward. Cam, Bam Bam, Captain O, our captain, has re-signed a 2-year deal.
I think 2 years is fair. I think that's about what I would have hoped for.
It's for 32.25 million, right?
Paying him
And
what, 16?
16
Yeah,
is fully guaranteed.
that's fine. That's a fair move, especially for. Yeah, I think he was still rated as one of the best D linemen in the league last year, so there's no reason not to. Even
He's
if
in the
like
top 100.
even if he has a good year this year and then maybe like falls off next year, who cares? It's fine. You got 16 mil, for the vet, and you let him ride out. It's all good.
Bro, even if the guy only plays 15 snaps a game, who cares? Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you right now,
Makes an
Derek
impact.
Harmon, Derek Harmon is the guy that is going to be the heir apparent for Cam. And I think that that was one of the reasons why they brought him back here to kind of either be part of his learning group because they're going to spell each other,
to ease his transition.
right? And so Cam might play. Let's just say that last year he played 100 and let's just go even numbers. He played 100 snaps throughout the season, right?
Mhm.
I'm just being arbitrary, right? So
Right.
let's just say he played 100 snaps. So this year he might play 70, right? And
Mhm.
Harmon might be playing those other 30. His final year of his contract, he might be more like 40
50-50 or
30,
so.
40 30, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now Harmon is now playing more and more and more and more and more because he's now
Sure.
becoming more and more and more of a factor because we see how disruptive he is when he's out there.
So they tried to do with James Harrison and TJ Watt, but James had a little more left in the tank.
I can't wait for guys to actually be playing their natural positions. I can't
Oh my goodness.
wait.
Preach.
Really?
It's the
Can I?
worst, man.
All right, let me pull out the box. All
Oh
right.
goodness.
Let me
Well,
tell you
it's a
something.
thing, man. It's been a thing for so long. Like right tackle's got to play at left tackle. Left tackle's got to play at right tackle. We got to have Najee Harris take the outside carries that rely on speed, and we got to have Jalen Warren go up the middle for the ones that rely on power. Like, why is it always backwards? Explain that to me, pal. Is it always just like this? I have to be right kind of thing? Because I don't get it.
I understand versatility. And I'm going to start with the offensive line. As an offensive lineman, if you are capable of playing all three techniques, that makes you super versatile. Okay. What's your natural position? Oh, you're naturally a guard, you're naturally a center, you're naturally a tackle, right, left, whatever, whatever. Okay, cool. Can you do all the techniques on that side? Yes, cool. Can you be really good at it? Great. But in case anything were to happen in an emergency, can you play the other side? Sure, coach, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you creating an emergency for guys to play? And not necessarily creating an emergency, but why are you making it so the guys are always playing not their natural position? Like if you
Artificially
draft,
creating adversity.
if you're a left tackle, why aren't you playing left tackle? If you're a right guard, why aren't you playing right guard?
What a novel concept.
Okay, so now we clear that out. Now, you're the running back, right? You're the running back. Play the running backs in the situation that they're supposed to be in, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea who this Rico Dwilde is, right? But I'm assuming he's going to be more of a thunder to the lightning of Jalen Warren, meaning he might be more of a power back, every down kind of guy, and you might be able to use Jalen Warren to run out of the backfield and catch those balls or whatever. I don't really care how they use them as long as they're using both guys. I don't care.
I want to see them give as much of the workload to Jalen Warren
Yes,
as is
humanly possible.
and as is necessary without getting to Willie Parker territory.
How
Like
about
it's
this?
okay to switch guys out, but listen, like momentum is a thing. That's a problem that I thought that they had very much with Benny
Preach it,
Snell.
brother. Preach it, brother.
Benny Snell was a guy, he wasn't very good on the first carry or two, but you saw that
No,
like you
but
would give him
as he
25
got,
carries, he'd get you 100, 110. Like
you
now we
said the
got something.
magic word. You said the magic word 25 carries. I don't care how you do it, but I want you to give Jalen Warren 25 carries. Just
That seems fair.
shut up and do it. Just do it. All
At
right, just
least
shut up and
20.
do it. Right, we got Caleb Johnson, right, who was our
Uh, uh,
okay. We got him, and now we got this
Caleb.
Rico guy, right? So we got three running backs back there. Oh my, that's some lightning going on.
Can we please learn about live footballs this year so that like we don't have another Gunnar Olszewski moment. We don't have another fumble into the end zone and a free touchdown. And like I need people to learn from their mistakes, man. I need some improvement. Some stagnation is not what we're looking for.
So okay, so then offensive line, Jack Driscoll signed a 1 year deal, offensive tackle. Okay, that's going to help bolster. But the quarterback, that's the most key position on the field. And currently, right now,
Hmm.
Pittsburgh is looking at a second year guy potentially, or Mason Rudolph as the starting quarterback. Okay. And if you don't at least get Aaron Rodgers, and if you don't find out by, like, say, next week,
Hmm.
then the window has to close for that.
It should be closed already, man. Like
I agree,
I'm
but I'm so with you on that. I'm so with you on that. It should be closed already, but.
I'm just sick to death of, well, maybe I'll come back. Maybe. Oh, great. I don't care. I really didn't want you here in the first place. So I'm very, very tired of hearing about how you might return for another year of football. You might not return. I don't care. You
Please
played well.
go enjoy your wife and your
Yeah.
retreats and go live your life. Please, please just go right off into the sunset. Please, can you just do that?
Art Rooney the second is like more than happy to like put his franchise on hold at the whims of a psycho Scientologist. Like I really don't I don't see why we're doing this. So I don't know, man. Like even if it's Will Howard, Mason Rudolph, you had Kyler Murray, and then maybe let's add like some fourth scab to the mix that you draft in like the later rounds of the draft or something like that. I don't think we're gonna get Ty Simpson or whatever his name is. I doubt we'll get him. And also like it'd be pretty important for us to use our first round pick on something like adequate because there's a lot of problems this team does have going into it.
I
I'd
mean,
imagine that we're going to take a receiver up high, but again, I still think my prediction again, I don't think this is what should happen, but my prediction about us taking an O lineman or a D lineman in round one is looking more and more true with that Pittman signing. I think that they're going to be like, hey guys, we took Pittman and we got a receiver in round two, three ish. What are you mad about? I swear they're going to do that.
yeah, I would still take one in the first round because
You're probably right.
there are some guys that are just you need to either move up, trade up, or get one of those guys because if you don't, you're going to be kicking yourself, or the team that picks them is going to be burning you with that guy. I'm here to tell you, right? Okay, so
Yeah,
pick one of those guys. Okay, they re-signed Cole Holcomb. They got
that's good.
uh, um, Jameel Dean. They signed as a cornerback, right?
Hmm.
And Asante Samuel Jr. re-signed, right? So Jamel Dean
Solid.
signed a 3 year deal, $36 million. And then we also got Darnell Savage, safety, a 1 year deal. So they tried to
Hmm.
fill their holes with free agent signings, and that's all fine and great, man. But you need to draft. You need to draft a wide receiver. You need to draft a second complimentary cornerback for Peasy Jr., and you need a safety. Then you need offensive line, and then you need defensive line.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you said there. I don't think we're kind of at this funky little pass where now that we've added these free agent acquisitions that like none of them are super like home run hits or anything like that, but they're definitely good like depth pieces at worst, right? And it gets you to a point now where like there's no position that's like this glaring gangrenous wound that you absolutely need to address in the absolute except maybe quarterback, but like that's a totally different
Yeah,
can of
that's a
worms,
different
you know?
animal. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So we're to funk it, but I'm relatively excited for the draft. We'll say I don't know. We'll say tacitly excited.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know, man. It'll be an interesting time, that's for sure.
I'm hoping we can try to trade up and get one of those wide receivers, like a Tate or like that Zachary guy from Washington. There's a couple guys out there that I would like to really have, but hey, it is what it
Yeah.
is, and
Coming up in a
that's what
month, right?
right. That's why I'm sitting on this side and everybody else sitting over there.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but listen, hey, thank you all very much for tuning in and checking us out. We really appreciate that. Why don't you tell the folks, Gage, where we can find all your great stuff, my man?
you can find my MMA content at Contender MMA, and you can find myself, Ron Frayne. I almost lost his name there for a second because he keeps going by a different name. But you can find myself, Ron Frayne, Steve, for all of our content that isn't Steelers over at Five Star Matchup.
For sure, for sure. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Please hop on over to the YouTube channel, get signed up. We're still working on the YouTube
Yep.
channel, yeah.
Yep.
Cool, cool.
Yep.
Still
It'll be
working
up
on
soon.
that. So be looking for that here in the very near future. A dedicated YouTube channel for the Huddle. So I can't wait to get that
Mm-hmm.
going. Thank you all very much for checking us out. You can follow me on X at RNJ_media. We will catch you all on the next episode of the Huddle.